Man, it's like over 1.5 inches of rain so far, and it's going to get dark soon. Do I do it? Do I go out there? What would my viewers do? Well, if y'all said go on and get out there, I'm here. Just want to check a couple of things. The swell that feeds my terrace in the last big rain, it was overflowing. I do want to show you we got water coming down, and it is overflowing the culvert. So we're at capacity and have nothing flowing over this way. Little V there, we can add a little bit more there, but I think we fixed this problem. We've had 1.6 inches of rain so far. I doubt we were overflowing at the pond. It was about a foot low, but we'll just try to take a quick walk. I did add a second tank over here. They're both fixed. So this is for my garden, which is at the side of the house. So those are both fixed, holding water. And for my greenhouse, I've got 2 plastic tanks on this pavilion down here. 2 3,000 gallon plastic tanks. So I now have 6,000 gallon capacity for my greenhouse, which should help a lot, where I don't have to put well water in the greenhouse during the hot summer months. I think that stresses the plants out. I was a little worried that it was going to get dark on me. I mean, my biggest video to date, you could see right here where the pond was overflowing, and there's a big river going through here, and we don't have that. But you kind of got a view of it when it overflows. If you can see that white right there, that's where I put a dam, kind of put a dam to control the water and force it in there, because I got rocks. We'll see it here in a minute. Waffle swells are doing good. I mean, you can actually make out the waffles. That's pretty cool. A lot of standing water up here. Guess we got some water flowing in from in there. I put a bunch of wood chips right here. We're in my terrace right now. I'm going to show you one of my other dreams, which is these fences being invisible. I planted honeysuckle this time, and they're actually making their way up the fence. If I can just keep them alive during this summer, I think we'll be okay. We're almost to the honeysuckle. I know it's going to be staged apart, but today is the same day I put the pond muck in the pond. And I didn't realize it till after I videoed. I was cleaning out the cooler chest, and there were some leeches in that muck. So we did add some stuff into the pond system. Anyway, here's my honeysuckle. I had to just take them and stick them in the fence, but you can see they start spiraling around on their own. Good one right here. This one's kind of drooping down, but if I put it up there, I don't know, we're easily 2 feet up. Now this is 30 feet out of probably 500 feet of fencing. Anyway, so we got the terrace here. You can see the water flowing in from the terrace into the sediment pond. It's kind of drowning the lily pads, but as soon as it levels out, they'll be back above ground. Let me get over this fence real quick. Anyway, I'm gonna have to keep the camera running and just edit out my walking and stuff, because phone gets wet, I can't zoom in. Whole lot of water coming in from the road. And I gotta fix this. I'd put some rocks on there, but I gotta put more rocks over here, because it keeps wallowing it out. There's probably 18 inches between the bottom of the fence to the bottom over there. So I gotta get some more rocks in there. But here we got a nice flow. This is catching a whole bunch of floaties. Looks like oak leaves and acorns flowing out. We got the other flow coming in right here. That's coming from right here. This This flow is from the other side of the road coming underneath the culvert. The flow you see down there is on this side of the paved road, so I'm getting the water from both sides. This was I'm sorry for newcomers. This is a hole I dug out just to trap sediment and soak water into the ground. It doesn't hold water. I mean, it might for a few days depending on the saturation rate. But now we go into our sediment pond. So it's got all three flows. Both sides of the road is right here. We got the water all the way back down by my house for that swell that was pushed this way. That water is actually directed all the way down here into my sediment pond. See our rapids. Okay, so the video I filmed today, the concrete culvert was, I don't know, it was sticking out of the water, and I said I'm not going to get jumpy and add water into this system because we're in our rainy season. May see some rain coming. I can't really zoom because of the wet screen, but hopefully you can see two little stumps sticking out. That's the whole wooden structure chained to a concrete culvert put in the water. Oh, if you can see that right there, that is my lily pads. So they're gonna, I had to put it where I felt like I needed to put it, but when the pond fills up, they're gonna have to grow a little bit or they're gonna be underwater. Hopefully they'll grow. And those are Texas Dawn, I believe, is the lily pads I put in the ponds here. They're the state lily pad of Texas. So I figure they should be good for my area. I'm in central Texas, kind of in the hill country. Anyway, so we're coming off. Like I said, it'd be nice to get an overflow event here, and I'll show you what the water does. It takes a real slow path through here, like real slow. I mean, there's hardly any drop here. And then as it crests, let me turn back in here. You can see where Zach kind of at the overflow. Water can't dump that way into the dam to erode out the dam. I've seen that on a few local dams where the back of the dam was eroding out. So Zach had built this nice little thing coming out, forces the water around. We only had one little miss, which was the reason I put this up. If you click on my channel and just hit popular videos, it's the most popular video. It's called A Big Rain Event. Anyway, so the water's coming out of my pond. The downhill trajectory here, it's all full of rocks, so we don't have erosion. Now, we did have water kind of plooping out this way, coming down that direction. So I had some clay I dug up, so we just put this little dam here and then seeded it, and grass actually started growing in the clay. Well, I was hoping to see this working. I haven't witnessed this holding a big water event back yet. That's pretty much why I'm out here. But we haven't got to that level yet. And if we go from this 1.5 inches of rain to 3 inches of rain, I think we'll end up there. But it'll probably be in the dark because it's going to be dark soon. Hey, Taffy. Taffy owes me a baby. You're gonna give me a baby pretty soon, right? You see down there that we had one baby so far. Anyway, we got my low water crossing out of concrete, which also holds water back. And then I've got when the water comes down after it overflows, I got this big beaver dam thing to kind of hold some water back too. And let's go look at the one log dam. A little chilly out here too. All right, so we're definitely overflowing here. This is like, I'm pretty sure this is the first water retention feeder I personally did. And I did this after those two ponds we just looked at were built. Anyway, it's working beautifully. Got some green around it. I mean, it's doing everything I wanted it to do. All right, we'll keep moving. Got a brush dam, which is I I mainly put cedar limbs into this. I put them all the way across. In this case, I actually dug some cedar posts in the ground so it wouldn't wash down. But you can see it's starting to disappear. I had one that we had dismantled, and I wish I didn't, because I would actually drive the tractor over it, and it had this nice spongy filtration system for the water flowing. But as you can see here, you can see all the floating organic material here. It's catching it, and you can see a lot of it built up here. You can see it right here. So basically over the years, the oak trees, the leaves and the oak trees all fall down. They end up in here, the water catches them, and then these branches start catching them, and they become more, I guess it will slow water down more and more as time goes by, as the leaves kind of go in there. But the one I had built before, I guess I got to where I could actually walk over it. I mean, these cedar branches, they just start compacting very nice, and I would drive the tractor over it and just have this nice spongy thing I could drive the tractor across or walk across. But as you can see, it's just kind of blending in. I mean, it's getting vegetated, and that's pretty cool. I think it's similar to what people do up in Australia. We're going to come down to the bottom pond. So we've got a little waterfall here. This is just where I dug out an area where I needed dirt. It created a waterfall here. I think I'm gonna shut the camera down and make this my thumbnail. I want to take a picture. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. Anyway, I let the in this area here, it's dug out before another pond. The rain's doing the zooming in. There were some dead trees. I just let them be, so they're laying in the water. And you can see it's also catching this whole water body's catching some other floating debris, keeping it out of the pond. So I think it's working well. And this is the pond I had put. This one was built probably back in, I'm trying to think of when I got this. Probably 2014, 2015. This is the one after I built it. It would literally drop 8 inches a day. It was very porous, and I put the Dammit pond sealer in, but I think we're at the life cycle of the Dammit, because it's 2024 now, and this is it's not holding water. It's dropping again, so I think we're past the life expectancy of the Dammit. But I'm okay with that, because this is the last water body before water exits my land and dumps out on the highway. And this is my catch-all. All this rain ends up here. As long as this pond doesn't overflow, every bit of water down this whole system we just walked through stays on my land to get soaked in. So that's pretty cool. So I'm not even going to worry about getting it fixed. In fact, this pond was already here when Zach Weiss came, and when he did the walkthrough and kind of suggestions on what to do. He'd wish the pond wasn't here, because let me come around here. Our diagonal flow comes back through here, and the two flows, actually 3 flows, intersect further down here. And he wanted to actually build a pond where the fence is to catch both flows. So it kind of got me thinking a little bit, if I'm going to build what we'll call a final pond, should I do it over here? Because I'm pretty sure that I can go uphill over here and divert it this way, just bypass this one completely and build a bigger pond over here. So if I decide to do that, I think that's the location it would be, and we'll be over there in a minute, and I'll kind of explain it a little bit better. But from there, he was going to then terrace the water out the back, I think, to kind of crisscross my land to hydrate more portions. Anyway, let's go up to my big swell, which has kind of been a disappointment, and I think I'm going to turn it into a terrace. But the biggest thing is when the swell empties, it misses this pond completely. It's not putting it into this system. It overflows and dumps downstream of my pond, so that water is immediately leaving my land. We'll discuss that real quick. Let me get up there. My fingers are going to be numb. It's pretty chilly. Okay, so this is my big swell. I'm gonna have to pan and turn around here. And I'm not sure if it's overflowing. Let me get on the other side, see if I can see if it's overflowing, but I'll kind of show you what it was doing. But I may have came out here and reworked it after I noticed it. But the water was coming out here. You can see the pond's right over there. You can see we have lightning. But the water was kind of just, I followed it on camera and flowing. It was missing the pond completely. But we got a slope straight down this way. So if I can put the overflow here, shoot it that way and shoot it into that pond, I mean, maybe we can get more water into that system. I mean, we'll just hydrate the hell out of it, and maybe we can turn it into a working pond just because we get so much water in it. As you can see, it's a big one. All right, if y'all are still with me, we'll go to the diagonal and then we'll go look at the encroachment pond. So we call this the old pond, original pond or old pond. If you can just remember that, that'll kind of give a bearing when we start looking at the diagonal. I'll point to where it's at and kind of show you why moving the pond over will catch a couple more water flows. Okay, we're here at the almost at the beginnings of my diagonal flow. Now we've got a pond back where these trees are over here that's maybe 10-foot diameter. It just fills up with water and then it overflows. It doesn't hold the water, it soaks it in. It overflows into this pond here, and I think that you can see the waterfall going in. It's real close to overflowing. I need to see where it's going and make a change on it, because when it flows out, I'm turning around. I don't want it flowing into this. This is another absorption pond, but it's mainly made to catch excess like horse manure and stuff. We get a gusher that flows out right through here. That's a sacrifice area for the horses. That's the area that there is no grass. We let them out all the time, but that's the place that they stay. If it's muddy, they stay in there for a week or two. Anyway, so they poop in there a lot. So the overflow coming out of it goes into this system here, and there again, it's designed to just soak it into the water. It is getting real close to overflowing, so I need to build this thing bigger and deeper because I want to try to just keep all that water here. But then I go back to this pond here that's fixing to overflow, and I want to make sure it misses it. So I'm going to have to do, I think what I'm going to have to do is trench it back through here and underneath this gate and back over through here, however I do it, even if I've got to get a culvert underneath it. But I want to keep that water out of here. I just want this to, I want a 3-inch rain event to not overflow here and then let it soak in. You know, I think 3 inches kind of our maximum. If we're going to get past that, I don't know that we can do anything about it. But anyway, so finishing it up here, I started building a road across here, and I intentionally meant to have it dam up water, which you can see right here. But we're getting in the area that if I'm going to build the final pond, this is where it's going to be, because right on the other side of that cedar tree, that's the original pond. And I think that when we go uphill here, because right through there is the new pond, so the water is going through this ravine, the center area here, whether I can zigzag it, cut it, and dump it into the new pond here, then I'll also be catching, like I said, this diagonal flow, all this water, it's all traveling, and just catch it all. Now I think I can do it if I make the dam my road. I mean, I do have to get down here. I was building this road here to kick up, but I can come back here. We got this little high area here that it dips down. If we stay on that high area, we can arch it around. If you see the electric fence about right there, turn. Because from here I either need to go straight or turn right. So if I had an arch dam here, this whole area could be the final pond, and a nice pond. Now these trees would have to be sacrificed for them. These are cedar elms. They're fast growing, but man, they like to drop branches. But just to kind of give you an idea of the flow coming through here. This there used to be a feed store straight ahead. Used to be part of my land, and this was a road here, and there was a culvert here. I actually dug this out right here. This is going to be repeat for a lot of you guys. But just to see the amount of water from just this 1.5-inch rain event, this would all go into the new pond. If we turn where it's overflowing, you can see all this water right here, and then it keeps going kind of back that way. But now that we're here, let's look here, because that is right there, just right there on this side, other side of those trees is the old pond. So Zach wanted to, if that wasn't there, Zach would have built a new pond where in the center of that fence, catching that water and catching this diagonal water both. And then from there, I'm pretty sure he was going to cut a terrace this way, or maybe he was going to terrace to bring the water in. I don't know, but I've got the whole highway flow going across here. You probably hear it in the background. If you see that RV, just on the other side of it is the highway, and that's my third water flow. So anyway, group discussion here. Do I build the big pond? And we're talking about, you know, a keyed dam. We don't have a lot of clay here, but it'd have to be a keyed dam. I did a practice pond, which we're going to walk over and take a look at now. I did everything but separate the soil that I dug out, separating the clay and stuff out of it, because it's in an area that the government's going to take from me to widen the highway. So I got to like be pretend pond builder, and I think we did a good job. Like I said, the only thing was missing was sorting the soils out and putting the clay trench in. But I think the fundamentals were there on what I built. We got we compacted the dam as we built it. We made sure the overflow was on native ground, hard compacted ground. I think we did a lot of good. We're going to take a look at Lake Timmy real quick. It's the only area on my land that we dug a hole and it held water. It just does not drop. So all this stuff is clay. If you're in central Texas and you got this color, you now got your color code. That's clay. And when we dug this up, that road down there I was talking about, that's damming a little water. When we dug this up, that's what I was using. I was like, well, we're going to build a road there, so we just moved it over there. They did a good job, but we started with a small hole. We made it bigger. I think I dug a small hole, and then Adam doubled the size of it. Then we brought Tim in, and he doubled the size of it, and we may keep going bigger and bigger. That was pretty awesome. And the neat thing about this one, it holds water and it's not in a flow at all. So it's kind of a roof action. If you can see here, I kind of got a little trench here to kind of guide the water. If it hits anywhere down here, it kind of follows and dumps in here. But it's all just height. I mean, this is like the roof area, and this is the rain gutter. It's that simple. It's catching all that water. But more importantly, with the clay, it's staying put. Well, let's go look at the encroachment pond, see if we got water in there. I've had the baby cows. They're going to be, we're going to take them in, I think, in September. But I've been putting them on good grassy areas. Oh, I'll show you the area I whacked with the lawnmower. See how it's recovering. I whacked it real low because we had this low growing. Okay, Frank tightened the fence too much for me. Okay, I'm climbing the fence. Okay, so this right here, this little paddock, which is very small, I scalped it probably, I don't know, 2 videos ago when I was showing the baby cows over there in armpit deep grass. Well, I scalped it real low because it has a sticker. I'll find a patch and I'll show it to you. Real low growing sticker, and I scalped it low to try to knock it out. But then I was looking around at other people's properties. It's just one of those deals, like every year is a different weed that proliferates. Once I realized it just wasn't on my property, you know, because of whatever my management of the land, I just said to heck with it. It's just going through its natural cycle. But here it is right here. Let me. See all the little stickers? Anyway, that's why I scalped it, but then realized it's everywhere. Like there have been no cows on this patch for probably 2 years, and they're still here too. So it's not a grazing management issue. I think it's just a environmental conditions issue, but it is everywhere. I was at a friend's house and looking around, it's everywhere. So I'm just gonna let nature take its course. But the point I was trying to make is the area I scalped down there has recovered nicely. I don't think you're gonna look at it and say, hey, you ruined that ground. Now I know you don't want to be scalping your grass every time, but you know, this was a very minor thing. Very minor amount of my land done only once. Okay, so we're on the dam now, and man, I think we can bake some bread, huh? Look at that. I mean, the deer food plot mix really took off, and the turnips, they've already seeded into pods, dropped them on the ground. Well, there's some right there. Those are turnip pods right there. I'm just very happy with it. Kind of scary when you're up. I guess it's up to my belt line, and I'm over 6 foot tall. A little scary to walk up this stuff. But let's get up here and let's look at the encroachment pond. Oh, it's overflowing. Nice. Well, let's follow it. Very nice. So after I built it, we had to make a couple of adjustments. One is the water was doing what I said earlier. It was just swinging around and eroding out the backside of the dam. So we kind of helped it along, kind of dug out with the skid steer, dug a path for it. We haven't put rocks on it, but keep in mind, this is going to be the highway. This is going to be an access road in a couple of years. Anyway, we put some dirt up along there, and it's working. I mean, look at that. I made sure this was native, compacted ground, and then from there, we just kind of sliced it, keeping it native, but we cut into the native ground. And look at that. Like I said, the first overflow, it was cutting through there and eroding it, so I think we did a good job. This fence is hot. You may get, well, I got a place we can climb over here. I'm gonna show you another problem that we fixed after we built it. Simple solutions. You know, you do it, you observe, and you react to it and make it better. And I think we've done that here. All right, so you can tell this is that highway right there is going to be Interstate 14 coming through my area. It's 5 lanes now, and it's going to be three lanes both ways, which is 6 lanes, and then it's going to have an access road on each way. To get to that gas station, there's going to be an exit and an overpass to get to that road. So I'm on the exit path is what's taking this land out. Let me go fix this gate real quick. We got the baby cows eating over here. Okay, so what I wanted to show you over here, let me go back up here. So this was the water path. I mean, it was like a freaking waterfall. I mean, like 6 and 8 inch drops of rocks and waterfall going down, eroding. We got the last of the clay that I had left over, and then some crushed granite from countertops. Ran it through a crusher to turn them into gravel. We mixed the two together and packed it in here. It's been through several rain events, and we've been driving over it, and it is a nice road, and it is not showing any signs of erosion. But water was running down through here and then zigzagging over here to go that way. So we built this, and we built it up. It's probably 6 inches taller over here. I don't know how choppy this video is going to be. Raindrop like hits my phone and turns the video off. Anyway, so the road, we raised it up probably 6 or 8 inches, and then we came back and dug out a little bit more. We kind of dug this out here. So now, because there is no ditch out here on the highway, the water's coming down. It was going here on the road coming down. Now it hits the road, comes down. And from this side, it's taking it straight into the pond. And we got the same thing over here, mostly, I guess. See that right there? We got water coming through on the road itself, coming through the road. So that tells me, let's just dig a little trench here, because once we get it here, it's going to go all the way down, and there's a culvert, and it'll cut it across. But like I said, that's why you come out when the water's flowing. But let's go look at the encroachment pond, and then we'll sign off. I don't know if y'all want me to go over there. There's that's where the housing subdivision. They clear cut that whole area. It's going to be a housing subdivision. I think I can show you the houses that are up on top of the hill. Let me see the water tower up there. Did I get it? Let me zoom out here. Oh, there we go. There's we got houses and a water tower up there, and the houses are going to come all the way down from there all the way to my property line here. So I'll have a bunch of backyards. Anyway, they did two things. They got a landscape fabric across there. I guess you call it a silt fence, and then they got a gabion across there. So they're trapping the sediment before it comes onto my land, which is cool, and it actually holding it back. It slows down the flow coming into my property, which is nice too. So that's not bad. We'll look at the encroachment pond from this view. And I always said that when I need dirt, I'm just gonna make it a circle, have those cedar trees be an island. I'll just kind of scoop all the dirt around there, kind of have it a circular pond with an island in the middle. But like I said, it'll be going away. This mobile home right here is the boundary. Right in the middle of the mobile home, going this way, across, going down parallel with the highway behind me. That's all the land they're taking. Well, yeah, we've gone this far. Let's do it. I'm gonna hop the fence. Let's go look at that, because it's holding a whole bunch of water. It's letting it flow, but it's holding a lot of water back also. So it's gonna let it soak in the ground and flow a little bit longer. Well, I'm gonna shut her down and put myself in position over there. All right, this should officially be my last stop. I'm gonna show you all the silt fabric they put. Mobile home's right there. As I pan this way, the highway's on the other side of that tree line. See what this thing's holding back. It's yep, it's peeking over the silt fencing, and then you can see all the organic matter that the gabion held back. So that's pretty cool. I mean, I'd love to keep walking it, see where it comes from, but you can see a lot of, I mean, if you think about it, they're doing just as good of a job as I am on getting water in the ground. The problem is it's going to be a whole bunch of houses. I would imagine this is going to be a natural area for the water when they build the houses. Depending on, well, it really depends on how much the highway is going to take. But it's just kind of sad to look at that. Just all the piles of trees just ready to get burnt. The last time they burned, it was like raining ashes on my land. Anyway, I think I got to the point where I'm rambling, which is a time that I'll tell y'all to have a great day.